and play with fire on their offense. We're going to go straight into the map now. It is going to be VGA defending first up. So onus is on Destined to start this off with a win and get the ball rolling.
And again, we were talking in like the post-game, pre-game, not on stream, but just like to ourselves. There's no breach, by the way, on either team.
Right here.
That is so strange to me. I mean, it's what these teams have been running today, right? Like Apex has been like early on Bind was using the flashes on the Reyna, right? And actually Kydra's still going to be sticking on the Raze as well, which is not a pick we see on Haven too often these days at the very least. And Ronaldo has also been rocking that Phoenix. And I mean, don't get me wrong, both are still very decent flash operators, right? It's just Breach, at least at the highest level, is on another level. So it surprises me that he slips through it yet again.
Yeah, I'm wondering why. They must have like their specific reasons. I don't want to say it's just like comfort picks. Maybe it's just like he's not favored in Haven for some reason. I don't know. But who knows? We'll find out from an interview. If we happen to get one of those. That kind of
That's very unlucky. Oh, and the double tag too. That's the second time Kydra actually got hit by that same owl drone. So even more space can be given up off of that one, and Kydra's not going to be able to hold the line. Swing out from Apex, wasn't expecting 3. Oh, and the swing there from Ronaldo, I believe. Just down to Medusa. Gonna reload, grab the classic. Not exactly an upgrade on that gun. There, finally grab a ghost. And it seems that the attackers Destined, they just want to run it over to A because they know Sova is on the other side of the map.
So this should be pretty clean.
30 seconds left.
I was taking a long way around.
Still all 3 flashes available too. Right.
Yeah.
Phoenix has both flashes as well as the paranoia being at the ready right now. So they're just going to sit down right here and look for this trade. As long as one of them hits that, and not even the headshot, just tags a couple body shots onto Medusa, this should be the ideal spot.
Ooh, that timing too. He made noise coming through the spawn. Maybe a labored spray, but Ronaldo just cleaned it up. And yeah, him getting through that mid as well, going through up through B and taking the timing off the player, the right side of the B site, was some nice openings for him, and even winning the fight in the back gong position as well. Not entirely sure how that one happened. I thought he had the disadvantageous fight there, but still, he's able to win that out. So now, going into the second round, they force up full Spectres, some of them going broke for it, but still wanting really to secure this round. They know how powerful that second round force could be if the defense was inclined for that option, but not so in this case. So likely just a pretty standard stuff right now from the side of VGA. And
ooh, doesn't actually spot the Omen creeping up here. Now we'll be able to. So Witness shouldn't be able to get too much there, especially with Frosty coming around the side. Good pinch there. Destined, once again, just understanding the map so well here on Haven. And now that Owl Drone is going to go forward, it should absolutely spot the Sova hiding up in the garage window. Medusa's going to sit there, though. Actually, going to challenge the angle. I mean, it's into a Spectre, so that was rarely going to ever go well. And it looks like that they're just going for the full cleanup here. Destined right now. Dusty is on this flank, actually, but is being outthought there by Frosty, who will pick himself up a 4K on the anti-eco.
I can't really blame Medusa for going for that fight. I mean, it's Medusa. He's gotten 4 kills at the Classic against guns, so it's fair. But yeah, it's low likelihood of anything happening for that round. But this time, so since they all went for Spectre, is going to be keeping all these SMGs into this one. It's going to be a question to see if Exif's going to... What? That is intriguing. He definitely wants to keep enough money for the op. I thought he was debating on whether to buy it this round. He goes for a Marshal instead. Yeah. So sticking with those second round-ish weapons.
Makes sense. You just want a bonus round this one. Take as many guns away as you can. Make this round expensive for the defending team, who really shouldn't have that much money, especially since they're the defense and have been losing, right? If you're the offense and have been losing, maybe you have some stored up because you've been able to plant the spike, but defense losing the first 2 rounds is much more costly. G-Man throwing that camera forward. It's going to be able to clear out those 2 corners, but Apex's position should be relatively unknown here.
They're taking this real slow.
Very respectful right now. Yeah. Kydra just waiting to hold Garage. I'd be surprised if Kydra holds anywhere other than Garage or maybe Sewer over on A site. Those are really the only two places where Raze at this level is good on this map. So you can get the max value out of the utility, and you can see that there. Just the presence of the Raze means we will not push into Garage.
Put down.
Oh, that's a nice challenge from Dusty. Usually, you've seen before that all these players are aware of the corner. What is that transfer? Spray continuation from the Cypher on long. Ronaldo, the only player to answer so far, but on for an ace is this man, and he's out of ammo, so he doesn't get it. But Witness there to witness that death and trade it in kind. That's some crazy stuff. Kydra wants the gun as well. It's imbued with magical powers or something. I don't know how that happened, but that was monstrous from Dusty.
That was dirty. Holy moly. That's the kind of damage you were hoping to do, too. I mean,
yeah.
Luckily, because Dusty is able to clean that up so effectively, so efficiently, easy buys coming in for VGA on this defense, right? So now they can look to tie us up in what is our first guns versus guns round. Still Destined, playing very respectful, nothing particular in their execute books right now. Just playing across the map, seeing where they can get their advantages. Another inch from Apex, and that would have been an advantage right there, walking into that op.
Dude, he's playing with fire. They want to double click this. Oh, throws out the boombox just to make sure there's at least some distraction, but the operator doesn't care. There's a teammate there to support just to shoot that out. And now they're all in front of B. Just flashes right in. Ronaldo can't see a thing. His run it back's gonna get shut down, but Apex with the 3K sprayed on again. Why there's so many of these? This one man doing so much work, and he's doing the heavy lifting for this round as well. 4 for him at the end. Only 1 had to come from a teammate to assist him, but this man just held it down up in that B site 2-2, evened up once more. I've said that phrase probably like 4 times today, and we've only had 4 games.
Keep saying it. We have a lot of Valorant still in ahead of us here, Falcon. But honestly, I gotta give credit to Apex, right? Gets spotted in the window of Garage there, but knows that Kydra can hold it down by themselves. So rotates over onto the B site, and even though Witness was forced out of B, Apex on that crossfire just cleaves through the push. Great work there. Great rotation. Even just that micro rotation from Garage window over onto B, right, means so much. Now it's just eco again here. Well, I say again. We've seen a lot of ecos, is what I mean. I'm pretty sure this is the first actual eco here for Destined on their attack.
Oh, he's literally just walking in. Oh, it's not red, but he can't hit the shots in time. Just barely. I feel like that was an interesting play. Something could have came of it.
I mean, there was a lot of ground for the Cypher to clear there, right?
Yeah.
He had to check Link, check his side, check up on the box. There's a lot for him to worry about on that angle. I mean, that's a good trade there from Exif. We'll be able to pick up 1 Phantom, so you can still look to do more damage here if you're Destined.
Yeah, this could kind of be dangerous. Okay, never mind. What? So sorry.
Dangerous.
Oh no!
Tell.
Okay.
It's still a pretty good gun. Only
He's got 1 bullet.
He's gonna go for the reload and just get pushed. That should be it. All right.
Oh,
Joseph,
God.
able to make that round pretty expensive for VGA, but ultimately it'll be VGA taking the lead.
There's multiple feels bad moments in that round. One of them was like when Cypher's on site, just that beautiful transfer onto the jet that was just so happened to hit his trip at the most inopportune time because he went for the spray in the first person, clean headshot, the player coming up from short. Then he moves his crosshair, and because the Phantom's reset time is so crap, like he's aiming straight at Exit's face.
Yeah.
And his bullets go in the air. I'm like, dude, I feel for him. And then the second time, of course, looking at Joseph in the hell position, 1 bullet. It's like he's done so much, but he has to reload, and you just give away the information that the guy's just like, oh, he's inactive right now. A lot of unlucky situations.
Ronaldo not getting anything out of that flash either. This is a great read. So Ronaldo's been trying to get control of that window pretty much every round, but Witness throwing forward with a smoke can now apply so much pressure here. He's repositioned too. That should have gotten heard there by G-Man, who dodges the operator shot too. So gonna be able to get out of dodge on that, but a lot of space has been given up on the
Wait,
map. Nobody's been
crashed past the trip.
A, so there's this flank that's pretty nasty right now. Kaiser does get spotted, so not all is done and dusted with that neural theft. This flank from Dusty should be red, but not before Dusty gets that frag and makes the flank worthwhile. He even gets exif. This is disastrous for Destined.
And a perfect read. How big brain is this guy? Okay, well, that's unlucky. He gets shut down. That's some nasty stuff from Dusty as well. I don't know what happened to let him out of A. That trip was a bit too high or a bit too low or something, but he was able to get around that relatively silently. And maybe the neural theft could have saved their lives, but they just lost the fights to this man who is apparently just... He's the head clicker in this game. Like, we've had them in every map, but this time it is Dusty. He's not got the most flashy scoreline, but the things he's done so far have been so crucial for the rounds that they've won. So that's the important part. This man has showed up so big, at least on the map of Haven so far.
Let's start this party.
Excellent start here for VGA, and even as we head into this gun round, they're gonna have 4 ultimates, right? Kydra, nobody should go anywhere near Garage. Showstopper's available. They know Kydra likes to play there. Thus, they're gonna go to the complete opposite side of the map, right? But on this attack, I was about to say, Hunter's Fury is really the only thing you can use to take space, but it's actually being used to try and get information toward other areas of the map. That does pull some defenders off of A, so now the rotation does come back, sure, but pretty late. So Spike's just gonna get planted. Everybody's still available here. Okay, not everybody available anymore. That shock dart from Medusa is going to connect onto 1, and Heaven Control has been given up. No smokes available other than maybe a cloud burst, but those are so short. And now the Showstopper's out. That flash into hell prevents a swing. This is gonna be dirty. Gets one, hurts the other. Get the cleanup with the help of his team. Excellent retake there from VGA as they continue to run confidently through this tournament.
Wow, dude, what happened? I'm wondering, we haven't seen In Control like on stream so far. I'm wondering if VGA, like the org, I'm wondering if they like upgraded. Okay, so there, I guess it wasn't upgraded. These guys look absolutely insane. Like where? I don't know how I actually haven't heard of these players before, because they're nutters in like 50 different ways, like individually as a team, and their fundamentals are just so clean. Like if there was a T2 team I wanted to study, I think it'd be this one.
They've got great synergy too, right? I mean, you could even see it with the flash into the Showstopper out there in that last push. It is very well coordinated, and they are using their utility properly to take space and enable themselves. So it's not just dry 50-50 peaks, right? Which we've been seeing a lot of today. It is calculated peaks, and calculated utility. Beautifully done there by Medusa, and Kydra just finds an easy kill on the G-Man.
This is like, what would happen if every player on the team was Sean? Oh.
I mean, that's a pretty nice shot there. I mean, this is, keep in mind, it is the eco right now.
Yeah.
For Destined. They were never meant to win this round. The fact that they can't even get 1 kill is
oh my god.
For them. They're not going to get any damage into the economy, but with how many rounds VGA have won in a row anyways, doesn't really matter. You could have taken out 4 there. If you're still losing the round, there's no way you're hurting the economy. I mean, look at that. It's
Dude,
over
what?
6K for everybody on VGA now. If you're going to make a stand, Destined, it has to come down to this round. And there's 2 things that they have available to them to do so, right? They've got that run it back, and they've got the oh my word, the Omen teleport
from the shadow. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't believe that brain fart. But what I'd like to see from them is for them to get a little bit of information on one site, and then use that from the shadows, teleport onto site, get the information, and then use the run it back to get your team safely onto that site. And thus far, they're off to a good start. They've gotten some info on the other side of the map, so they know who isn't going to be on A. Now they just need to get info on A.
Ooh, that's a counter from the shadows too. It's from the defenses to get some info on the long position, and they seem to have it. That flash. Wait, there's so much capitalization that could have been had, but the first player, Dusty, didn't turn around. I don't know what happened there, but Ronaldo, great on him to get 2 kills, and they're planning in an off position by the hell position. So that, yeah. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Another beep. 4 players spotted on site, so they know where everyone is right now until that teleport happens. Maybe a bit of mind games, but nice. Shock Dart taking out Ronaldo on that default. Now they're just in a crossfire. Now it's being shut down, though. So many kills in return, but the last player alive, Frosty, somehow gets 2 off of that. And a nice spray down. So that secures them around in a while. This is reminiscent again of, I think, our first matchup today. Pistol, follow up, and then 6 rounds in a row from the enemy team, and then 4 to bring it back again. But it's just the question of, are Destined able to do it of their own accord this time?
That was so... Man, Ronaldo, did you eat magnets or something? Is that how these shots are hitting you? Like, holy moly, Medusa has his number with those. All right, breath of fresh air for Destined on their attack. Still a long way to go. Medusa pushing up slowly here. Joseph has the read on this. He'll be able to shut him down. All right, and that's 1 kill over towards C. You could look toward that site. The spike is still pretty far, though, so not quite going to be the case. Is that smoke able to bait a rotation? Yes, it seems that the Cypher is going over toward the C site once that Omen smoke hits the back of C. So now you can creep towards A here. Keep in mind, though, Cypher can still use that camera and still has the trap wires, rather, over on that A site. So even with that pick down C long and some shenanigans on the map, it's not clear cut for Destined yet.
Still super slow, too. They're completely split. I think there's, what, 3 towards A, and the spike along with the Cypher towards the B position.
If they're going to go for a fake, they have to do it soon. But no, actually the Omen is just running back over. Actually, the fake is towards C right there. The cam put down there, too. So actually, because they hear the cam, the defenders think that it is going to be that take onto C. But now the smoke goes onto A, and I don't think VGA have any idea what that execute is happening. Finally, they'll get the read on it, that it's going over toward that A site. But camera destroyed, A site gifted over to the attackers. No one's there to really contest. Witness will get 1, despite, I believe, being flashed and smoked out in heaven. So, now he knows where the Jet is playing. Felt the wind on that op shot. This retake's still very possible, though.
That's the flash. That's the paranoia. But the smoke in place is going to prevent the vision just temporarily. But Dusty, as always, lands the headshots when he comes back in. And 2 players remaining. One of them gets a pick, though. So maybe a chance. And now even more so as G-Man gets a headshot on low HP. But shut down. That one's an easy kill for Witness. And another. So much vision just being denied. I don't even know what just happened. I don't know who he switched to. But Witness has the kill anyways. I guess they ran out of ammo or something on long. But good on the defenders to be able to get back into the site. And like you said before, we just see again and again all the teamwork, just the perfect synergy between all the players that just keeps on happening. Witness was about to like toss a paranoia through heaven into hell on the site, but he's like, no, someone called him off. He's like, come back here. This is blind all through hell, blind the graffiti area, and then we can walk out. And even when they were all smoked off, Dusty walks through after the paranoia and is ready for those 2 players. Even he just has to swing so wide, but he's got so much faith in the rest of his team to kill anyone that might be on his right side that he might not be looking at. Oof. That's unfortunate for Joseph. That's just, you can't do anything about that one.
This is an ego round that's pretty much already shot here. Aldrone is going to come out, and Sova's the only one on the site here. So a rush actually still could get Medusa killed. So Medusa will go down eventually. Doesn't matter, though. Showstopper's going to put to bed any hope that that round was even going to be expensive for VGA. And now we're over into the last round of this half. VGA have been locking down this defense beautifully thus far.
Right here. Right here.
Well, maybe Caster's Curse. They definitely did not pull 4 rounds back. Apologies, Destined. But yeah, that's is kind of rough.
The 4th one right here, right now.
It is always doable.
Early shock dart. I'm not feeling that one. I'm not gonna lie. Nobody's pushed garage.
That's a bit too much respect. They're scared. Like, it's kind of clear. They're like, we just want to make sure that we're not gonna get destroyed on spawn. Ooh, okay, that's something nice. Apex, he tries to retreat, but he gets shot
And that's
Furious
that's
time.
given over entirely, right? Although there's no
Oh.
smoke
I know
for
exactly
A-Link,
where.
so there's the neural theft coming out and everything. The site is still giving up. Plant denied.
Oh my god.
And then Medusa with the Hunter's Fury doesn't let the spike go down. It'll get picked up by Ziff, and you could just run out to A, but I don't know
Joseph.
if Destined actually have this read. Joseph is on this flank. He spots two. That's devastating. And the spike will get planted. It's just down to Witness to 1v3 for this last round of the half.
This guy's just like, hey guys, what happened? Where'd you guys go? Team.
Nope. All right, so fourth round is ultimately secured there by Destined. And 8-4, not a terrible
Switching
half. We would have hoped for 7-5, but after losing 6 rounds in a row, there's only so much you can do. We're going to swap up the sides now. And I think this is actually where VGA might struggle a little bit more, because the Raze, while yes, was pretty much just a put in garage, stop garage push, easy clap on defense, right? It's more tricky to make Raze work on attacking Haven. That's one of the, more so the reason why we don't see Raze these days on the site. Like, there are some angles you can clear out with the grenade. You can get control with the boom bot pretty much anywhere because it's just a good ability, right? But it's not as devastating as it is on a map, say like Bind or Split, where it's much more condensed when you're pushing onto the site.
We've seen that work before.
We saw that work last time he was here on Haven.
Wow. Ooh, they just have no idea.
Oh, the flash actually bounces there, so he's not able to get that swing. Exit recover him. Shock dart. Actually, not getting it was the classic ultimately. But one way or another, classic or shock dart. That's a solid round win for Destined, as they very much needed that pistol round.
Hey, thank goodness they got back into this that early on. But how much can they really do? I wonder if you're VGA right now, is your mentality just to go like, okay, we force, we can just win, or that far up?
I think they're that far. I think they're that far ahead, so they don't want to force, right? I think most teams coming into this scenario, right, coming into the second post pistol round, you only force with like heavy armor and stingers. If A, you got the spike down, because they didn't get the spike down, so they don't have the money to do that in the first place. But B, if you are down a lot, because you can't give up those rounds, right? This is a round you can give up if you are VGA, worst case scenario. You don't want to, obviously, but it's safer statistically to play for this, or to play for the next round rather than this one.
They have every idea where this cam is right now. These guys are so aware. They're looking straight up, and they haven't taken it out. Renato just goes in and removes one of them in kind, and now...
So it's not too hard of a pick.
remaining.
Bit of a biff there from G-Man, but Ronaldo recovered. That's the 4K needed. Only one taken down too, so not that bad of a round. For the defense, Destined, they should be able to bonus round this comfortably. They're actually picking up the operator.
Wow.
So this is something we've definitely seen from other teams, right? But this is a risk, right? Because most of your team is working at a disadvantage. Now, to be fair, if XIF still loses the op this round, still will have 2,900 next round. You can buy off that. It's rough. You can, though, depending on how well your teammates' money is looking. But it is a risk to play with this operator. You need to get a pick. Dusty needs to go down here. Whether Ronaldo gets it or Exif does.
Oh. Dusty's a bit worried, too. Dodges the flash, but still loses the fight, and Apex is there for the trade. But that's a bit unfortunate. That's a technically a gun traded because the Phoenix had the worst weapon. That was a weird situation too, because Dusty, I think he missed his camera. Like, he literally just whiffed it, and he landed on the wall close to him instead of where he wanted it, which is inside his cage, which he would have been able to check the corner, but the Phoenix was. G-Man, he's caught on his cam.
You're from Rainbow Six. You're used to players getting caught on cameras.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's. I mean, ideally that wouldn't happen, but it does.
Frosty actually dodges that paranoia there. Actually, the Omen TP to go behind him when he heard it.
What? How is Apex alive?
But still managed to survive for at least a moment. Eventually, Joseph will finish that one off. Shocked out Gong too, so not worrying about that. Will they expect Kydra to be on top of this box? Yes, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Now, Vandal versus the Op. Op up on top, just dashing forward, has the right click. No! What? Go for the right click instead, too far away, and whiffs that third shot onto Medusa. Medusa will walk away with the round and only 50 HP. Another knife and he would have been done and dust.
Oh, I hate to see that. You don't. That's not the stuff that you guys. Okay. Jet just doing Jet thing. That's the thing that happens, right? You just like pop your ult as Jet, and then you just miss every knife. It's just like I don't know what happens. Like they're cracked out of their minds every other moment of every other round, and then as soon as they press that mouse button forward, apparently, they just lose all sense of aim. And you look at that again. He doesn't have his ult out. He just gets a kill. Nice entry on the Cypher.
And Exif would have actually heard that camera go out there from Rusty, I believe. So should have known that the Cypher was playing there, and the Cypher's been playing there more often than not. So that's a pretty easy kill to get. Strange that in this half-buy, pseudo-buy round, that you would pick the operator in general, because across the board you are lacking firepower. Now this is a great crossfire right here. G-Man doesn't even need his teammates' help. Witness just going to be completely eliminated by that close range stinger. Oh, and this is a great swing too! Holy moly! Alright, I'm eating my words about this buy right now coming out from Destined because they have a flawless.
They don't. What? They lost no one. That's. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's try and like timeline that round, right? They got picked off a short because Exif reads that this guy Dusty's just putting his cam up every round. If they're solo lurking A with Dusty, then he's doing apparently something that's really readable. So he just puts his cam up in his cage when the cage is long and tries to checks the back corner. So he's like, all right, just walk up and kill him because he's the only one guy there, and they do that. Then the rest of the team is obviously towards B and C. Walks in garage. One guy tries to just blind entry, walks behind it, then misses the shot on the guy with a stinger, gets instinct, and like, how are you gonna win that fight? And then the rest of them, 2 guys die in C long because the perfect flash, double swing, they have no cover. And the last dude's like, well, my team's dead. So interesting stuff from the attack. I guess they were a bit lost, especially after that first pick. And when they can't get anything up through that long position.
Now it's going to be that eco again for VGA this time around. Aldrone is actually going to clear out B. It should be being heard right about now by Ronaldo on this defense, so he should be expecting a B push. Yeah, so Jet's going to come over and cover him on a link here. But actually, it's just going to be the full blitz onto C with the help of those flashes. Joseph is spotted just barely. He'll get taken out eventually, but not before he cleaves one down and gives a beautiful position over here. But I suppose wasn't even seen. Good work there from Destined on their defense. Yet again, reading the map beautifully, as we saw in their last series.
Nice little Kovacs there for Frosty as well. Kyder just jumping in. That raise boost. Backside. Nice tracking. Gotta give it to him. Now 9-8, so it's getting close. This is not like the games that we saw previously where it's like, all right, 2 rounds with the pistol, then swing goes the other way, and then they just kind of run away with it. They're actually taking rounds back, which is nice. Even on an anti-eco as well, where they've got crappy guns, they wait for their opponents to walk into them, and it ends up happening. Exif, that's not something he misses that often. That's a leg shot in the Witness, so technically not a complete miss, but 23 HP might be more than he needs to get a kill on Ronaldo, because he's done this before. I think he's been in this cubby at least once in his half. That's a nice shot, though. Exif behind, standing on the gong. And now they're not going to check this, because now they're so worried about him, so Ronaldo's a free kill as well. Kydra and nade, so Ronaldo's just going to die. Like, there's nothing you can do. Or not.
Not quite close enough. A lot of damage done, but you need the perfect angle to get that elimination, as that the cubby there is relatively large. So that grenade, depending on where it's placed, doesn't cover the entire cubby.
I guess abilities don't kill.
this is a pivotal round for VGA too. They are broke as can be after this round. I mean, they'll at least have that 2,900 loss bonus, but you don't really want to be banking on that to try and stay in these rounds. You've got to at least get the spike down. There is one player who's crept onto A. Rust will be able to go over there. He is watching heaven.
30
Expects
seconds left.
G-Man to come on out. Cameron, I don't believe, had enough time to actually get information there. But it didn't even need it. Dusty's just going to go on down. At least the spike will get planted, but this is looking pretty rough for VGA.
Oh, maybe some free damage on the Jet. Yeah, so she's at least like 2 body, I think, with a Vandal at this point.
It is the second shock dart, but you need to throw it up into heaven. There's not a whole lot of time. Kydra using the showstopper to delay the push, but ultimately, all it is a delay. That'll be the spike defused and a tied score as we head into round 19.
That's something crazy. 3 rounds in a row after the one swing, and they're able to bring it back still in the defense. So still defender side. It's yeah, something we talked about before. Like the fact that breach isn't being brought right now for these like attacking halves. Well, I guess in general because you have to keep the agents. But like breach being so impactful with his 3 flashes right now, and the fact that the rest of his kit has just been good like all along.
Right here.
And no one's deciding to bring it. It's so weird, but it keeps that defensive side meta. It seems like.
I will give Ronaldo credit because I think he's doing a very good job of using the run it back specifically, right? One of the breach, in my opinion, has not necessarily over Phoenix, but against Phoenix is that ultimate. But the run it back has been pretty effective for him. Doesn't have it right now. Yet again, an eco here for VGA. They'll put Joke on the floor. Frosty getting tagged a little bit there. Only has 3 bullets in the gun. So he's going to have to switch to the classic as Witness has crept along. He'll dry peek the op and get his head taken clean off by Exif. Now that is the lead for Destined. They are just 3 rounds away from punching their ticket to the grand finals here in Fight Night.
Oh, dude, such one-sided halves. Dude, look at that. 2-6. And a 1 in return, then 2 right back, and now it's 4 in a row.
Another pivotal round too, because if you lose this round, right? Let's play from the minds of VGA. You lose this round, it's 11-9. You have to eco. It's 12-9. This is your last gun round before the enemy team has match point, if you're not careful, right? Great tag. Different. Dusty switching up the cam location to catch Exif on a push he was going for before. That actually creates a ton of space over onto the A site, but it's not being utilized by VGA right now. Instead, they're just going to run onto the C site. They haven't cleared Frosty. He's cutting him down. He'll eventually be taken out, and the site will go over to VGA, but even with this neural theft, it's not going to give them a ton of information right now that's useful. They'll know some are stacked up toward the back of the site, but it's only a few moments before that's not really of much use. And here comes the run it back out onto the site.
The paranoia giving him space to whiff shot, just barely. I guess it takes him out, but grades in return. What is that? A jump on the box and he takes out the player, playing the default position as well. I think that was their highest chance of winning the round because that's the Hunter's Fury now no longer on the board as well. Witness just has to back off and save the rifle because, like you said, they are dead broke into one of the last rounds of the game potentially. That is a massive problem. Really good teamwork. Even only owning one of the locations that they need to retake from, just the spawn, they were able to get out with all the util and that coordination between the Phoenix ult and the flash as well from their Omen. Really good stuff from the defense. And now they are looking to prove that they are definitely the better team. And it's just like...
And
it's hard to find an answer right now, I think, if you're VGA.
And it was such an awkward post plant for them, right? Partially because they, got cleaved down by Frosty on the site, but partially because they had one person just like stacked on the box and then somebody across from him. Neither of them in very safe positions right there. One player out of the site entirely, right? VGA not setting up clinically for that retake. Exif is going to have to actually pop the ultimate here to try and dissuade this push in. Did get that leg tag, so 1 dart's all he needs. 1 knife. Doesn't matter where it hits. Does need the headshot on the second, though. And Apex won't allow that. Does have to be careful. G-Man still on the site. That's a rough one. The spike actually just way off toward the back. is going to be able to just walk on to B and get that spike down, but you know, you get this money in your pocket, sure, but
Spike planted.
realistically, like, you don't need to win this round, but man, you would sure like to make this expensive at the very least. Good start from Witness.
I wonder, I don't know if the defense had any idea until that spike actually got planted that it was going down. I think everyone was too far off. Now they're both kind of grouped up towards this B-link. Flash goes out, Witness has some space to work with, but so many whiff shots, and it doesn't even manage to finish the kill. He dies before he gets the first guy, even before he reloads. And now Kydra in the smoke is able to get the first one, and here's the tap, so he knows he's on it again, but just barely. Gmad plays him so well by the book, and a headshot onto the Raze is able to secure the 12th, but that one got close as well, even on an anti-eco.
Match point.
And you know, I feel like Witness could have waited on that challenge, right? Witness had the gun, right? Witness had the Vandal, right? You can use Kydra as bait because Kydra has the worst weapon, but they still have to invest the same amount of shots to shut Kydra down, right? Witness should have probably been the cleanup there, ideally, right? Instead of Kydra, who was out of utility entirely and didn't have a chance to nade or boombot the site or anything. That was could have been. And, oh my word! Apex for the right one. Oh, this is the beginning of the end. Ziff shuts down Witness too. Hunter's Fury. Oh, Destined. They're done. They're done. They say we can move on to the finals now. It's been fun, but let's get on out of here.
So this is how it ends. This is the way they go down to the lower bracket, I guess. Dusty, I mean, he's found his way onto A, and people are making their ways across the map trying to find more kills. They're getting a bit greedy.
Look where the spike is, though. I mean, you can be on A all you like. The fact is, there's no way that Medusa could even get to the spike to bring it over to A. Easily shut down by Ziff on the op. And Ronaldo's going to find the last remaining players sooner rather than later. There it is.
Defenders win.
That's the way. That's a bit anticlimactic, I gotta admit.
But strong map, strong series from Destined, despite the rough half that they had on the attack, right? They never flinched. They never stayed